You put in the hours, the flashcards, the textbook drills, maybe even a few pricey conversation classes. You finally built up a solid foundation of standard Japanese, and you feel ready to navigate the country. That standard Japanese, or hyojongo, is heavily based on educated Tokyo speech. It's the language of national government, and it was formalized through decades of broadcast media to ensure universal understanding across the islands. Then you step out of the station in Osaka, specifically near places like Dotonbori. The speed is faster, the rhythm is percussive, and half the everyday words you memorized are nowhere to be heard. Tokyo and Osaka spent centuries developing separate cultural identities, and their languages diverged right along with them. This disorientation is a structural reality, not a lack of effort on your part. Your textbook prepared you for something clean and deliberate. The reality on an Osaka street is compressed, fast, and relies on an entirely different set of baseline vocabulary. Your standard Japanese isn't useless. Everyone in Osaka will understand you perfectly. But if you want to actually connect with locals and thrive socially, you need a deliberate regional calibration. You face a distinct trade-off: stick to the universal utility of Tokyo standard, or spend the energy to integrate locally with the Kansai dialect. To make this decision, we can plot the features of Osaka Japanese on a simple chart. We'll map the effort required to learn a feature against its actual impact on your daily life. We are looking specifically for the top left corner. These are the linguistic adjustments that take very little time to memorize, but immediately change how you are received in the city. If you try to learn the entire dialect from scratch, you will burn out. We need to triage your study plan so you focus strictly on the high-leverage elements. True fluency in Kansai doesn't require a total linguistic reset. It's about hacking the specific habits that yield the highest return on your effort. The absolute highest return on investment comes from memorizing everyday Osaka vocabulary swaps. In Tokyo, you say arigato for thank you. In Osaka, you say oki ni. Instead of asking ikura desu ka for the price, you ask nambo desu ka. Use these words during transactions at Kudomon Market, and the dynamic changes instantly. You might be an outsider, but local commercial language builds immediate rapport. The next critical adjustment is grammar, specifically the negative verb ending. Tokyo negates verbs with nai, like wakaranai. In Kansai, it becomes hen, a direct swap to wakara hen. Initially, this carries a heavier cognitive load, as your brain manually swaps hen back to nai to process sentences, but that mental translation delay disappears quickly. Mastering these specific vocabulary swaps and the hen rule builds the mental infrastructure for real-time comprehension while earning you immediate local goodwill. Look at the bottom right quadrant. High effort, low impact. Here lies the pitch accent trap. Spoken Japanese relies on pitch accent. Syllables rise and fall in melodic patterns to differentiate words. This shows the pitch contour for the exact same word in both regions. Tokyo's melody has completely different peaks and valleys than Osaka. To reproduce Kansai pitch, you must unlearn the standard you spent hundreds of hours mastering. Don't bother. Locals understand your standard Tokyo pitch perfectly. Dedicating limited study time to regional pitch accent offers the worst possible return on investment. Language mechanics are only half the equation. You must also navigate the unwritten social rhythms. Down in Shunseikai, the baseline is directness and warmth. Strangers will banter with you and expect you to engage back. Compare that to Tokyo, where the default interaction is restraint. Service staff are polished, and people maintain polite distance until a relationship is firmly established. Osaka conversation is heavily influenced by tsukomi, straight man comedy. Teasing, exasperation, and mock outrage are often deployed as signs of affection and inclusion. This creates a unique danger for relocators. Taking that blunt Osaka banter into a strict Tokyo corporate environment will land poorly. Perfect grammar takes a backseat. Your ability to read the room and adjust your formality to match the city's social baseline will dictate your success. So how do we apply this? We can map these linguistic choices to 3 distinct paths, depending on your actual living situation. If you are just a tourist in Kansai, rely entirely on your standard Japanese. Just drop in mecha for very and okini for thank you to score maximum social goodwill with minimal effort. If you are an Osaka expat, adopt the local vocabulary and master the hen negation so you can process sentences at street speed. and formally cross pitch accent off your study list entirely. Practice this baseline in high-repetition, low-stakes environments. A covered shopping street like Tenjin-Bashi Suji is the perfect proving ground for rapid transactional exchanges. If you are a Tokyo relocator coming from Kansai, suppress your slang. Lean heavily on polite, formal keigo to protect your professional baseline until you've established yourself. Your textbook Japanese is an indestructible foundation. Moving beyond it requires strategic, high ROI regional calibration rather than an attempt to master every local idiom at once. This is the path from sounding like a translation app to functioning like a local.